Okay, today we're going to be doing the Christmas song. I've already taught the main portion of this. It's on my channel and I'll link to it below, but I'm going to teach the actual the fills in between, because in the past I've done this kind of transition thing because I used it as part of a medley, and now I'm actually going to teach the full thing because I performed it recently, and it for someone to sing along, you want to have the real parts to it. So the part that it goes like this, I've already taught. So I'm going to play through the whole thing, but if you want to learn that part, you go to the other place and then come here for the fills and also that part as well. So I'll run through it one time now, the full song, and then you can follow, and I'll teach step by step and note by note after that. So here we go. Alright, that's the whole thing, and it's kind of a jazzy version of it, as you can tell. Again, that whole section of it, Chestnuts Roasting on the whole lyric part, is taught separately, and I will put a link to it right at the beginning of this so that you can learn that. But then once we get into this part, which is also taught, this is where it changes and it goes to okay? So that right there, and I'll break it down note by note now, is so we've got an E octave in the left hand, and then a B, E, and A flat. And I just hit it twice. And then on that one, we're going to hit a F and F in the left hand, and then a B flat, a D, an F, and a B flat. So it goes. And what I'm doing there is walking down a B flat, an A flat, G, and F. And then it resolves to the F, B, D, and G. And that's a big reach. And if you can't reach that with your thumb here, you're going to just do a B, D, and G. But it adds something nice to have that note too, the F there, okay, if you can. And then in the left hand, that's just G. Okay, so again, and what I do there actually, I said I play it twice, but it's really, so I hit the whole thing together, E, E, B, E, and A flat, and then I go, and I hit E, B, A flat. which is a B flat chord, major chord, and then over an F. And I just hit the F there. And then it goes to the G, G, and then the F, B, D, G. Or, if your hand isn't big enough, the B, D, G, over G. Okay? So right now, I'll lead into it again here. And what that is just keeping the G here, and then E and G, D and F, C and E, B and D. And I'm hitting that right in between these. And then it goes back to the C. Leads into the next part, which is Tiny Tots with their "We'll Find It Hard, Sleep Tonight." Okay, so sorry, I'm messing that up, but it's what we're doing is after this. And then it's E in the left hand here, and then a G, B, E, and G. And I guess if you can't do that, yeah, just drop the G on the bottom if your hand isn't big enough for that. And just do this, which is just E and E, and then B, E, and G. So, and then it's an A chord, so it's A minor, so A, C, E, and A. But again, if you can't do the reach here for the full octave, just do the A chord, which is what's the important thing there. Okay, so, and the notes I'm playing in between are these. So it's the E chord there, and then the E, the A chord, and then the G. So E chord, E, A chord, G, and then just an F chord, so F and F in the left hand, and then an A, C, and F. And then we go to the this G, so G, G, and then F, B, and D. Okay? And you can do that wherever you want and kind of like mess around with it and then lead back into. So, I actually like to do that, which is just a C chord that I'm walking up, so C and C and E, G, C. But I do the and then it leads into so that is the they know that Santa's on his way part, so it's gonna be. And that's what you play with your, just before everything else with nothing under it. Just C, B, and C. And what we're playing here is a G and G, a B flat, a D and F, and a B flat. So. And I hit the B flat twice on top. So there it's a C chord in the left hand, or it's just C octave, sorry. C and C, and then B flat, C, E, and A. From the beginning. And then you walk down from, and it's just G, F. That's what it is. Okay, so it's F and F, and then A, C, E, and G. And you hold that for as long as it would in the lyrics, so it's they know that. A full measure there. then it goes C, B, C again, and then you stay on the F this time, F, and A flat, C, E flat, and then it goes to B flat in the left hand, excuse me, B flat, and then A flat, C, and E flat. So it's the same. And then it jumps up to an E flat octave, and then a G, B flat, and A. Excuse me, D. Let me repeat that real quick because I messed it up. E flat, G, B flat, and D. Okay? So, running through it again. So all that is the last part here. Oh, good. Sorry. D and D, and F, A, and D. So it's just a D chord, D minor. And you hold it for that long, and then jump into the G, G, F, B, and D. And then back into the verse. That for a second, and then release the pedal, which is really important, to let the dissonance go away. Okay, so right there we're gonna do, which in the right hand is C, A, G, C. And then the last one, it jumps up to the C on the top instead of this C. So, and then a left hand is just a C, E, G, B, C7, and then this inversion of an F, so C, F, G, and A. Just keep going that. Hit that again, and then that same G chord we were doing, which is F, B, and D over G, and then walk up on a C. So the notes you're going to use there are D, E, G, and C, and yeah, and just walk up with them. And then I hit that, and then a C, C, E, G, C, E, or G, C, E if you can't reach. Okay, I hope that covered everything. I got a lot of requests for that part because I hadn't taught it last time, so I just wanted to quickly run through it there. If there are any questions, just post them in comments or inbox me. And happy holidays, everybody. Hope it goes well. Good luck.